Well, it's going to say that because they're connected to their computer.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll start at sharp. I'll turn this off.
I would wait till a couple more people
Okay.
come in. Instead of a couple.
I want to find out if they're going to do layaways. And most people don't do them anymore. But layaways are just like orders. I mean, the color of the line is yellow, and you still have release and deposit. Orders, they're expecting you to go in and put this stuff on layaway, and then you commit that you'll pay $20 a month. So it can print the next payment due on your little invoice. That's the only difference. They're treated identically. And if they don't use them, I'll explain it anyway.
Daniel, it's Beverly. You see that you're connected, and we saw your message that Terry might be a little late, but I don't see anybody else listed, so we'll go ahead and wait a minute or two and make sure a couple more people join us. So we'll be with you shortly.
Patrick lived, do you know? Oh, somewhere up there. He used to go out like you and I do, the back of the building, and then he would turn right, go down Stroll Dryer, and then turn left. He might have been going to Eric's, I forgot about it.
He was turning left on the hill.
And that would get him up there.
Yeah, it's
Bless you. Did you see where Allison set up the meeting with Gilsberg on the forums?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's tomorrow morning. I accept it. I didn't even look at the day or time. One thing in here, customer-specific orders, okay? Galesburg is going to want the forms to show the customers that it's supposed to, that the merchandise is for, it's supposed to print on the forms they want it to. But now when you manually go in and reprint a purchase order, if it's customer specific, there's a check box there to show it. You know, if it's when you go to do it, you want to print customer-specific information or whatever. And they say yes, but they want it to happen all the time. So I think the form's done. Okay. that mean she's on seeing this, or just she's called in? Let's take a look. Okay, great. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Daniel. And we are going to start talking. I'm Russ, and Beverly's here with me. And you went over some of this yesterday, but we're going to get to more in-depth on this. We're going to be talking about orders. Customers walk in, you don't have what they want, or they call in, and you will place an order for them. Now, also, the software offers layaways. So I have a question that you guys can answer on the chat. Are you going to be doing layaways? Thank you. By the way, if you change your mind later, it's already in the software, and they are handled the same as orders, except when a customer puts something on layaway, they generally commit that they'll pay $20 a month. So their payment schedule will print on the receipt. The other difference is the color of the line is yellow and not blue. So otherwise, orders and layaways are identical. So orders are typically entered either through an online store, Counterpoint online store, or they're entered through the touch screen. So we're going to, I'm going to kind of diverse a teeny bit. I want to go back to setup, and I'm going to go to point of sale, and I'm going to go to stations. And I'm just going to right arrow here. Now, I'm going to get to the main store. So I'm in the main store. Now, the default line type for this station is a sale. This is how you would have your cashier set at all of your remote stores as a sale. I was using a different drawer yesterday, station, main store, station 2. I can make this come up automatically as a sale. Now this means default, the default line type. I can make this come up as a sale, a green line, or if I'm going to just be doing returns all day long, which hopefully that doesn't happen, the ticket would come up automatically as a return, and the line would be red. It could come up as an order automatically. The line would be blue. A back order, oh God forgive me, it's a different shade of blue, I believe. And then a special order is a very dark, almost purple. A layaway is yellow, and a drop ship is a color of red, or a shade of red. So I'm going to have this station, number 2, come up automatically as an order for me. Now, I can also have the ticket begin at the customer number or the line or the payment. So I'm just going to let it come up at the line. Either way works, no problem. And then I'm going to consolidate my lines. If I have images of all of my items, I can select to show the images as they appear. As you scan an item, it will pop up the image of the item for the cashier to look at. So anyway, that is that. So I'm going to just go ahead and save this. And anyway, we're going to go now to the main menu. We're going to go into point of sale. We're going to go into tickets, and we're going to go into touch screen. And then we're going to go into the main store, and I'm going to use station 2, and I'm going to use drawer 2. Now, this drawer had been posted. That's why this message is coming up. And you can set it so that users cannot auto-activate the drawer. When you push auto-activate, it opens the drawer with no cache. And you can set users not to be allowed to do this. You may want to be able to. Connie would want to, but we don't want the point-of-sale cashiers doing that. So we're going to pretend we're a cashier, and we're going to activate it with $100 cash. Again, I can push the count cash unit and put in my number of rolls of pennies, nickels, dimes, and so forth. And if I had a cash drawer here, this would not be grayed out. I could push it. The drawer would fly open so I could set the money till inside the drawer. So that's opening the cash. That's opening the drawer. Also, if I wanted to, I could put a check mark here so it doesn't show this anymore. And you're not going to want to check mark, allow cashiers to disable some of these messages. So you can set it up so the cashiers are not allowed to, this checkbox won't even appear. Everything is in permissions. All right, so then it loads our touch screen, and we are ready to go. And hopefully, if I did my work right, it's going to come up with a blue line. It did. Okay. All right. Now, this touch screen is totally user definable. Also, you can have a different touch screen for every season, also a different touch screen for every station, also a different touch screen for holidays. Okay, so you can have unlimited, but now remember, you tie a touch screen to a station. They can be changed 101 times, but there's only one active at any time. All right, so we are in order mode, and so now remember, if I want to do a sale, I'm allowed to push the button. I can do a return, push the button. I don't have layaways on front, so we're going to go back to orders, and I don't even see that function here. Oh, it's at the top. Thank you, Beverly. All right, so right here, we're going to start an order. This button means start an order. This button means process an existing order, and we're going to do both. So when you're going to be ordering merchandise for a customer, the very first thing is you want to get the customer that wants this merchandise. Now, if they have a loyalty card, you can swipe it or scan it, or you can do a lookup, and we're just going to use someone, we're going to be consistent until I forget about it. So we're going to work with, let's just use Bill Baker. He's part of the training system. By the way, when they pull this up, they can see these fields that are in front of them, and the cashier can say, is your address still 1426 Millstream Parkway? If they say no, and you allow the customer, the cashier, to edit, they can change the address right here on the spot, And we'll change this to our address here at work. Okay, and we're going to just save it, and you can save it with Control-Enter or the blue disk. Either one does work. All right, so we've saved it and changed it. So this is the one we want. Now, this is something you can turn on store by store. This customer already has some either open orders or layaways out there. Does the cashier want to work with any of those right now? No, we don't want this because he wants something new. He wants something new, a new order. So we're just going to say no. Now remember, this can be turned on or off by store. Now it says this customer has some auto notes. This is what's going to pop up automatically about the customer. You can have a note pop up automatically for the customer. You can also have notes pop up automatically on items. For instance, you could add an item, you could add a note to an item if they buy a bed for a dog. I don't know if you call them a dog bed or not, a pet bed. You could also have a note pop up and say, do you think you might want a mat to place in front of this? It could just be popped up. So there's so much you can do that helps encourage customers to buy more. All right, so now we're in our order mode. We've got our customer selected. I'm going to push my home button, and I don't know what he might want to buy. We're going to go with some golf stuff again, obviously, and we want something expensive. We have something. We have 3 on file, and so this is on order. It's right here on the order, and we can put another item. We have a very, very wealthy clientele here in Massillon, Ohio. So, and they're willing to share their money. So here are our 2 items on the order. Now, if Bill Baker were to walk into one of your stores and he bought 2 items or ordered 2 items, would you make him pay some money down, part of it, all of it, or what? No? Oh, that's a layaway question. So when someone orders something, all right, so nothing is required down. Okie doke. So basically then, all we have to do is complete this sale. That's all we have to do, nothing more. All right, now you don't have to have this pop up. We don't have to have this popped up because maybe this customer wants it shipped to his neighbor's house because he's going to be out of town. If it's going to go to Bill Baker, just click copy the bill to. So now it's going to ship to Bill's home address. Now you don't have to have this pop up each time. All right, now here it should display us an order form. Which one? Oh, there's a problem with that form here, Beverly just tells me. But here's something right here. This is a picking ticket. A picking ticket. Now, you could give this to Bill, but it's better to give him the actual little form because on it shows the items, it shows his name and address, and what he is going to be paying for those items, and a total at the bottom. And it does say order at the top of the little form. Okay, so we placed our order. We're done here. Any questions on what you've seen so far? And there are no dumb questions here. Order takes a little bit of practice. Any questions at all on how to enter an order? Now remember, we just entered it. We have several more steps to go through. Daniel, are you okay with it? And Connie, how about you? You're okay, good, Connie. By the way, entering an order basically is no different, truthfully, than entering a ticket sale. It really isn't. However, a ticket sale would let you sell it to a cash, no-name customer, and orders, you really need to capture the customer's name and address. All right, so let's pretend this is an order, and you had the product on hand. Now, the product that's on hand has been committed to this order, by the way, and I want to show you that. First, of course I forgot which items I put on it, so let me pull up that order. I'm going to push order function, and I want to process an order. And so here's the items that are on the order, and let me jot this down. The item number is MBL6985. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to this order right now. We are going to go back into it for a moment, but I'm going to minimize this screen, which you're allowed to do, and you're allowed to work on other stuff. So let's go look at something here under inventory items, and let's pull up that item number, MBL6985. Now, it says that we have 5 on hand, but 4 available to sell. What's the difference here? Let me show you. Remember, we're working with the main store. I'm going to hit enter here, and this tells me that we have quantity 1 on order. We have quantity 4 on an open purchase order we haven't received yet. Basically, there's 3 on hand, but there's 2 available to sell. 1 is committed to someone. Let's go down here and push the view commitments. You're going to see this form right here, and here is a POS order. Ours is right here, 54, and this is the order number, and there is our on order commitment. On order. All right, now we're going to go back in to main menu, point of sale, tickets, touch screen. Now it automatically re-expanded this. The software will not let you have the same drawer open twice. Only one person can work on a drawer at a time. Now Connie, if Daniel wasn't there and you knew his passwords, you could go in and work on his drawer, and vice versa, Daniel. You could work on Connie's. Say your drawer number 107-2 or whatever. You can both work on that drawer, but not at the same time. And also, we assign drawers to users and to stores and workstations. The security setup is extremely tight in here. All right, so now we're going to go to our home screen, and we're going to process orders, and we're right here. So let's say that the order has multiple users can't use the same drawer. Multiple users can't use the same drawer if someone is already using it. So, Daniel, let's say that you were the manager of store 107, and you had 2 stations there, and Beverly was sick one day. Normally, she uses the drawer. You can certainly go in and use that drawer and sell stuff. You can also lock it down by user that they're only allowed to use drawer 107 or drawer 108. You can lock it down very tight. And we're going to get into that in our security setup, which I believe is coming early next week. We start next week on that. And you'll have no trouble with it. It's really quite interesting. And it's very, very, it'll handle any situation you need.
I think he's asking, too, if you and I are both working the front register. Both be using that drawer.
A drawer, all right, but Beverly suggested, maybe you're asking, can we both use the same drawer? The answer is yes, but not at the same time. So let's say that we have one drawer in one of your stores. There's only one, but you've got two cashiers there, or even one cashier and a manager. If I'm up there ringing sales and I need a break, a 5-minute break, my boss or you, Daniel, could go up there and ring sales for the customers that are in the store waiting to be checked out. Yes, you can use the same drawer. You have to be allowed to. However, you can restrict that. Like I said, you can set up the users what drawers they're allowed to use. You could say store 107, they can use all drawers. Or you could say store 107, drawer 1, but not drawer 2. You have total control over that. Of course, the managers at each store need to be able to access both drawers, at least certain functions. Maybe a ticket needs voided. Maybe the customer left the merchandise before he gave the cashier the money, and the cashier hurried and finished the ticket. Well, it needs to be voided. We don't want the cashier voiding the ticket. The manager would do it. How many drawers do we have in each store? That's up to you. Many little... Oh, Dan, how many... Oh, let's move this over. I don't want to miss your questions, folks. How many drawers... Dan, how many drawers do you have in each store? 1 or 2. Okay. That would typically allow everyone to use the drawers. Okay. And that works in this software. But let's suppose I were an employee and I worked in store 107, and you had someone call off sick in drawer 108, and maybe you asked me to go over there and fill in for the sick person. Then you would have to allow me to use the drawers in that other store, at least for that day. Because typically I wouldn't be allowed to. Typically. Does that answer your questions? If not, let's go further. I can't think of anything. All right. Very good. So your people will float. I think that's the word people use. They can float from one store to another. Okay. So Daniel said that. I'm not used to this chat stuff. I'm used to the telephone on, and I love it. And this is unusual for me to talk and not get to talk back. All right. Anyway, I went in and I want to process an order. Bill Baker called in, and
One person activates a drawer and then logs out, another employee can log in.
The answer is absolutely true. You notice that I activated the drawer here this afternoon. I can slide over and Beverly can use the drawer as long as it is set up for her to be allowed to do it, to use it.
Perfect.
Was it Daniel that I scared on inventory? Okay, so this customer, Bill Baker, called in. He won the lottery. He wants one more of these, one more of this first item. So what I did, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go to process orders, and I can search for orders many, many ways, by name, by number, by date, whatever I want. The most current order shows up from your store. So this is ours. Now here in this case, all I want to do is edit. I'm going to edit. And I'm going to highlight the item because Bill Baker wants 2 of these, not 1. So I've got to find my quantity button. And perfect. He's going to buy 2 of them. And that's the only change in it. So now here, the machine is going to wait on you forever. This is what kind of is unnerving. you've got to tell the software that you're done. So you have to push the button complete, and that finishes the edit mode. Then you get this back. So if we're through editing this, we close it up. We're all done here. Now, we're not done with that, though. We're through with the edit, but now we're going to pretend that Bill Baker is coming in and he wants to take the merchandise home. So we're going to process this order. This time, we're going to push the button Release. And it tells us that we really haven't printed a picking ticket. That's what it's telling us. Now, you can take this warning out so it doesn't show up. This is based on stores. One store may want to be forced to print a picking ticket, while other stores may not. So we're just going to ignore that. Now, if we have all of this stuff ready for Bill, all we do is say select all, and it warns us, and we can turn this warning off. Do you want to confirm that you want to release this order? I'm going to say yes. There was no money paid down. Here's the subtotal of the merchandise. Here is the tax, so here's the grand total that he owes. We're going to click OK. I'm going to pull this down. Now watch these lines over here on the left. When I click OK, they're going to turn green. This is now an out-the-door sale. This changed from an order to a sale. So the software will not let this merchandise leave the building as long as there is any money in the total. So we have to take cash. Well, that's not true. We can take cash, we can take MasterCard, Visa, Discover, gift certificates, store credit, whatever. But we're just going to use cash. And we're going to give $3,500. I push OK, and I owe him $12 back. And then I can print out a ticket. I'm going to display it. I think it displays, yes. And it tells who it is, what he's got, how much he paid for it, how he paid for it. It tells the original order number, but now it is a ticket. It's out for sale. Now, I don't know if this displays or not. This will probably try to print. I think it did. But this will print out a little gift receipt if you ask for it. And it's the same as the ticket that you just saw, except there's no money on it, none at all. You can also set fees so that it auto-prints the little ticket, so they don't even have to push the button. They don't even have to push the button. The receipt prints out, the door pops open to put the $3,500 in, and for him to take $12 out. So that is entering an order, editing an order, and releasing an order. We've been through a lot already. Okay, we're going to do another order. Oh, and by the way, if we look at that item, let's look at that. Let's look at that. I'm going to go main menu, inventory items, and if I do a lookup, that item should be highlighted, which it isn't. So my item number was NBL 6985, and that's it. If we look now, quantity available, quantity on hand is 5, available is 3. Now let's look at the main location. So there is still a commitment on here. There's a dropship PO, and there's quantity available of 1, 2 committed. So let's look and see what's causing it. So this shows us our main location only, and there is another POS order sitting out here dated 2/8/16. I don't see it on here though. Oh, here. Here's a POS that's not been shipped. I'm sorry, posted. Remember, a point of sale is an out-the-door deal that's been paid for. Now, if we post, this will go away. This will go away. And now, So I'm going to go ahead so that everything is even Steven. I'm going to post my drawers. So I'm going to go main menu. And by the way, I have a drawer open here, and it won't let me post if that drawer is open. This will not post if this is open. So it is crucial that people train themselves when they go home to get out of the software. Now, I'm going to post only the main store, but I want all drawers to be posted. And I'm going to date this yesterday. And then I'm going to go ahead and post. Yes, I know it's yesterday. Now remember, we can set these up to auto post like at 1 or 2 in the morning if you want to. If you want to. This is what we're looking for. There was no errors on it. Now, let's go look at that item just one more time, and then I'm going to let it alone. I won't go back to it. I promise. That was MBL 6985. All right, 3 and 3. 3 and 3. If we look at the main location, we have 1 sitting in our store and 1 available. So there are no commitments on here. All right. Back to do another order. And again, I'm going to use my Station 2 and Drawer 2. There were 5, but there was a point-of-sale ticket unposted, which was a commitment. It wasn't an order, it was a commitment. Remember, when you do work in Counterpoint, like point-of-sale work, it really isn't, what's the right word to use here? It is not real time. There are entries made in the various files, but it's done in batch. It's actually it's done in batch. So the tickets that got created are in a little file. Easiest way to find.
Order it was committed to.
Oh, right where we were. Right where we were. Well, we're going to do another one. Well, we're going to do another one. Just bear with me. We're going to go into here, and we'll actually go all the way through with your question by question. Now, again, you can set it so people cannot activate. You and Connie would want auto-activate with no money, because I doubt if you'll be putting deposits on orders. That was dumb. There. So now the drawer's open and ready to use. We're going to do an order again so you can see this commitment. So I'm going to pull up a customer, and I'll still use Bill Baker because I want to build some history for him. It tells me that he has open orders on file. See that? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to look at it. There's no orders or layaways on this station. I don't care. It may have been done for another store. So here is an order for Bill Baker. It's just not been released yet. It looks like it's been a drop ship. From the beginning of the day until everyone is gone. Here's an order for Bill, but I don't want, and it's a drop ship, but I don't want to mess with that one. I want to create a brand new order. I'm already in order mode. Now, we'll start right now. So I'm going to pick a customer, and again, you can change the address on here if you allow your cashiers to do it. So I'm going to use Bill Baker. All right. I'm not going to deal with his orders that are out there. There's that auto note again. So we're in order mode. Now, this is order mode, and there's a reason, there's differences here. A regular order means you probably have the merchandise in the building, but for one reason or another, the customer doesn't want to take it home right now. Maybe he's going on vacation. Maybe this was just a fancy drop-in. He wanted to come in and look around, but go other places. So the merchandise is not going to leave the building today. That's what this order is for. You have it, you can cover the order, but you can commit the order so it won't get sold to someone else. But it's still going to stay in your building, but it is committed. Now, there are other types of orders. If it is merchandise that you don't have in the building, you create something called a back order. A back order. If it's a merchandise that you don't stock, as a rule, maybe a special color for a match for a blanket for a dog, you can say, we don't carry that shade, but we'd be glad to order it for you. That would be a custom order. So let's do another order. I'm going to change the type here. I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to go to Order Function, but this time I want to do a back order. So see, the color does change, and I must have fibbed you about the color. I don't know what to call this, but that's a back order. Let's look at a special. There's the deep one I talked about. So let's just go to back order. All right. Now, so we can pick an item here where there's no quantity or a minus. Actually, I can even put one of these on back order. The software doesn't care, but it does keep track of them differently. So we're going to say a Red Sierra golf club. That's what I've been selling. Okay. In fact, he wants 2 of them. So let's get our quantity out here of 2. All right. And of course, obviously, you can add more and more items to this order. Now, we're not going to require anything down. So basically, and by the way, I'm going to cut this up into my memory here, Control-C that in to save time. So now I'm going to just finish my order. So I'm going to push the Complete button, and I'm going to be using the customer billing address for this order to ship to. I'm not going to preview this. Now, let's look now. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go to Inventory Items. I'm going to paste my item number into here, and I'm going to come down to my inventory and hit Enter, and it tells me now I have 1 on a back order somewhere, 2 on a back order right here. So back orders do not commit inventory. No, it does not. It's up to whatever your policy is. It's up to your policy. And that's a very, very good question. So, let me move this over so you guys can see it. I want to show you where that is set, by the way. Now, one thing I have noticed, I work with this a lot. There's a company, Beverly's cousin, no, not Debbie's brother-in-law works at a big store about 10 miles from here. And if you order something from them, they make you pay every penny of it. Every penny, because I wanted to order something for my brother as a gift. And I knew the girl up there, and I said, do you want me to pay part of this? And she said, Russ, we expect all of it. And I said, ooh, okay. So, you know, it's whatever your store wants. Now let me show you something. I'm getting away from our orders, but you're gonna appreciate this. I'm going to go to my main menu, and I'm going to go to Setup, to Point of Sale, and then to my stores. And then I'm just going to pull up my main store right here. And here for orders right here, I push my order tab. What is the minimum amount? This is dollars. what is my minimum amount I expect from the customers for regular orders, for back orders, and for special orders? Or you can put a percentage here. And the cashiers are not allowed to override this. Of course, the manager could, if you allow it. Now, I always want to qualify everything if you allow it. And every store can have their own policy. Does that make sense? Okay, great.
Question about being committed.
All right, now, what's the easiest way to see that it's committed? Thank you for reminding me, Beverly. I'm going to go to inventory, the easiest way to find commitment. Do we have special order? We have special order type. Oh.
Do special orders.
All right, all right. Dan asked a question earlier, and of course I just jumped right by it. There's several ways to find out stuff that's committed. You're not going to be able to sit here and look at each item one by one. You'd never get anything done. But this is it right here. And if we come to inventory, this is where you sell it and stock it. It tells us that we have some on back order. All right? But there are reports in here. Golly, we have, have you guys been through the reports class yet? Oh, tomorrow you're going to go through it. The reports are going to drive you wild. There's nothing else you could want. But I'm going to give you a little preview. I am going to ask for a report, and it could be like a inventory status report. It could be any of these. But look what we can do. This is the inventory record where this is your item master record. This is your inventory record. So we can say, I right-click here. I'm going to left-click Customize, and I'm going to click down here. This is hard to see. I'm going to left-click this, and I'm going to search for quantity on back order right here, right there. And I'm going to say is not exactly, I guess. Not equal to. I'm going to right-click and simplify it, and I'm going to say 0. And then I'm going to just push Preview, and I'm sure this item, this NVL 6985, oh, I need a location. Over here, I think I'm allowed to say all right there. Now if I push Preview, my item had better be here or I'm in trouble. And there it is. So I have some on PO, on hand, and I have them on order. Also, you are, oh, you're not going to see it on this report. You're not going to see it on this report.
I could go back to the view commitment.
Yeah, you could go back to the view commitments and see it. Also, let's do one more thing here. Under point of sale, under reports, and under orders, let's see if that option's here, Daniel. I don't see that. Order line. I think I can left click and customize this and say line type. Here we go. Right click, simplify. Item type is I did a back order, didn't I? Back order. But this would work for special orders too. I'm just going to put a check mark on everything. I'm going to push preview. So this is giving me a report that everything that's got a back order on it. Everything that's got a back order line on it. You can see the item number and the ticket it was ordered on, who rang the ticket, the store, the date, and so forth. When you get into reports tomorrow, Connie, you're going to be amazed. You're absolutely amazed. And Daniel, you will be too. It's remarkable. That's all I can say for the software. All right. Now, let's go a little bit further. How long does an item, is it committed? An item gets committed when you place a sale, when you save a ticket, a customer pays for a merchandise and walks out the door. That item is committed, it's gone. Your quantity is still going to show on hand, but the available goes down, the available. It's just not in the building. If someone places an order, a special order with you, that does not commit inventory because since it's a custom order, it's assumed not to be there. You're going to love it. You're just going to, oh my God, it's amazing, Connie. It is, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Debbie loves some of these reports as much as I do. They just help you analyze your sales. What are you making money on? What are you losing money on? Your top sellers, your bottom sellers, stuff that isn't moving, it'll tell you. You can put them on the sale. It's better to put them on sale and get something from them to make room for merchandise that does sell. It's just phenomenal. It just shines. That's all I can say.
Hey, Connie, if you have a list of some very specific reports that you're looking for, if you could email those to either myself or Debbie, and we will make sure that we cover those tomorrow because we're kind of like all over the reports. We want to make sure that we go through specifically what you're looking for. Thank you.
Is it just those two people here today? Is there any reason we can't dial up and talk to each other? That would just start the meeting.
He has to restart.
Oh.
Oh, no, John's here.
Okay. Okay. So you can always see what is committed here. But now remember, what does not commit is a ticket that is on hold does not commit inventory. A ticket that is a quote does not commit inventory. A ticket that is a back order or a special order does not commit inventory. A sale commits and takes away inventory. A regular order commits inventory. A layaway commits inventory, but a quote, a hold, a back order, and a special order do not really commit quantities. We saw that in the one item. Let's go back and look at that one more time. Right here, we come down and look at this, and it tells us that we have 2 on back order. But if we look here, quantity on hand 1, quantity committed 0, and quantity available to sell is 1. So quantity on back order or special order does not commit the inventory. Now, let's do we're going to release that special order, or that back order. Yeah, I'm going to release that. And then I want to post, and we're going to look at this item again, and this is going to change. This is going to change. So we're going to go back into main menu, point of sale, tickets, touch screen, and we already have it open. So we're going to go to order function, process orders. Now, we're going to review this one more time. This customer calls in and he says, I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't need 2 of those. I want to change it to 1. So we have to edit the order. So you push edit, you highlight the item you want to change, and you change the quantity to 1. Click OK on it. Now remember, you're in edit mode. I don't think it tells you on the screen that you are in edit mode. This is why people sometimes think, well, my God, my machine's locked. It isn't locked. They have to push complete to close the edit cycle. Then this screen comes back to you, and I'm just going to go ahead
Released it and then changed the quantity.
Yeah, I could have done it that way, but I want you to see the editing function. Yes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and release this. Now, I'm going to say select all, and I'm going to click OK on this. But watch here. I can come in here and change my quantity right here. Guess what? He called in and had you change the order, and then he changes it back. Poor thing. So you change it as you close it. But now we have to take our money for it. It won't go out the door. But I am going to change this back to 1. I don't want to confuse you, but I'm going to. I'm going to change that back to 1. I'm going to take my money for it. I'm just going to take the amount of the ticket. That's true. I wouldn't put up with them 5 minutes. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to post our store. So I'm going to say all drawers in the main store, and I'm going to post these today with today's date. Push my post button. Notice I'm not counting or reconciling the drawer because I'm allowed to bypass that stuff. Now, you're not going to let your cashiers do that probably. And I'm not going to look at these reports because that's part of the class tomorrow. All right, let's go in and look at that item again. Now, and now it says 2 and 2. Now let's look at my store here. And guess what? I have 0 on hand, 0 committed, 0 available. There's 4 on a purchase order waiting to come in, and there's a drop ship there. Are you going to be doing drop ships? In other words, a customer can come in, order something, and they don't want to come in and pick it up when the merchandise comes in. They want you to ship it to them. Maybe. Of course you would say that. All right. So we're going to do a drop ship. All right. We're going to do a drop ship. So from our main menu, we're going to go to point of sale, touch screen, get into drawer 2 and station 2. Of course, I said that backward. And we're going to auto-activate it with no money. We're going to pull up a customer. And these are all those auto notes I talked about. And this time I want to go into order function, and I'm going to do, where is drop ship? Right here. I'm pushing drop ship. It's even another color, can you imagine? So it's going to be the same thing, the same item here. We're out of stock. We're out of stock on it. I should look and see who we buy that from, by the way. I want to look this up, and I want to edit this because I don't know who it's for, who we buy it from. We buy it from the vendor Adams. Perfect. All right. Yes. So here's our item, Now, here, this is going to be a drop ship. You're never going to see this customer again unless they return the merchandise. So here you would want to take some money for it, wouldn't you? And that's a yes or no question. Remember, this is going to be drop shipped to them. Okay, so here, I was right. So we're going to take money for it, the full amount, and we're going to say pay balance. Several options. If I put something here and take this away, nothing is going to happen. Oh, it did. Why? Well, it must know. It used to be with the drop ship. This was not correct. This was not correct. This is newer, so it is correct. So anyway, you want to make sure it's paid for. And I don't like what I see here. I'm going to go to pay. I'm going to clear my payments. I know it's in here. Clear payments. So they're off. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and say cash again. And I'm going to say pay the balance. Why that's not showing? Well, it is paid for. This doesn't display to my satisfaction. Oh, amount due. All right, that's good enough. So I'm going to complete this. I'm going to complete this now. Remember, we're going to have this drop ship. So it's going to be shipped to Bill Baker's address. It's going to drop ship right to his house. Okay. Now, the next step usually is under purchasing. You go into purchasing, you go into requests, but this time you want to go into customer specific. And you can come over through here and you can say, order all the stuff that is drop shipped, as long as the order was created today. By the way, if you put a wrong date in here, it will not double purchase the merchandise. This PO is going to be tied to that Bill Baker and vice versa. So as you go through this process, these records are tied together. So we're just going to go ahead and preview to see what it's going to do. Well, because I know why. All stores, document header, document line. What did we do? A back special order? A drop ship. Drop ship. And I'm going to push preview. No customers have it. Why? Let's say all. Something. I don't know if I have to post this or not. Let me post my drawer. And before I do, I want to look at that ticket I just did. I'm very good at not remembering what I did here. I just want to make sure I have the right document type. I thought I said drop ship. So I'm going to go to order function, process an order, and here it is. And it is a drop ship. So Beverly, you were right. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to get out of my touch screen, and I'm actually going to post this. This may make a difference, and I'm going to post it with today's date. All drawers for store 2, or main. Okay, I don't want to look at my reports, but now I'm going to go back into purchasing, and then it's called a request, and it's customer specific. Oh, I'm sorry. This automatically created the purchase order for me. I forgot about that. Let's go into enter. And here it is, drop ship. I think this is the one right here. I forgot about this. And this is the item.
That's going to Mary Smith.
No, that's the vendor, Mary Smith.
Oh.
For this drop ship order. This automatically gets created for us. For Bill Baker. See, it says ship to Bill Baker. So this, I apologize for this, Dan, don't yell at me. Anyway, as you do a drop ship, it automatically can create a purchase request for you. Now, you can change this, by the way. We can add more items to this if we want to, But one thing we must do is we must post it. So I'm going to go ahead and post this, and we could look at the journal. Remember, anything that has the word journal on it affects the value of the company. So this is the value that is going to be added to your billing information, the cost. You want to look at the purchase order form? Sure, why not? So this is a purchase order form. This is the vendor, and this needs modified, Beverly.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Beverly's sitting here hiding her face. All right. So this is a lot automatic. Okay. Now, one more thing. You will get a bill for this item when it ships from the vendor. You're going to get a bill from it. You must come in to receiving. You must do this. Go into enter. Open a batch for yourself. We're going to auto-assign a receiver number, which I covered this during our purchasing and receiving class. So now, what I can do, I can right-click here and sort descending by date. Oh, yes, you do. I'm sorry, and you can email it. You can email it to the vendor if he will accept email purchase orders. Yes, yes. So this is it right here. So I'm going to say that this, I got a bill in, an invoice, so I have to receive it in, and maybe there was freight on it. You would put it in right here, push OK, and then you need to post it. Yeah, this is more automated than it used to be. Now we can look at the receiver form, and this went to here. So everything looks good, and someone has a question. Actually, remember, this is a drop ship. This never comes into your inventory. This doesn't see your inventory warehouse at all. They come in, the customer comes in, they place an order with you, and they'll say, can you drop ship it to us? You'll say yes. You'll push the drop ship button, make sure you get the money, and then as you save that drop ship order, it automatically creates a purchase order for that merchandise, and at that time you can either email it, fax, or send it by mail to the vendor, and then you'll get a bill in, and at that time you must come in and release that, or actually say you received it, and then you can come in and get rid of the order, or I should say finish the order up. So if I go back into purchasing again, because the order's already been sent to the customer by the vendor, but the order will sit out here forever until we go in and release it. I'm going to go to my order functions, process orders. This is it right here, and look, it says fully shipped. When we receive that item in, when we acknowledge the receipt, it came in here and updated this. So it's all done. It is all finished. So we just close this up. Now, when we post, that will go away from here, by the way, and it will go to the customer's history. The customer's history. I'll show you. Let's go ahead and post this, or I'll forget. Was that question from Connie? Yes. Okay. Connie, I'm not going to forget. I want to post this. I got to put a date here. I'm going to get all my stuff posted. Then I'm going to show you. Okay. So here's what happened. This deals with you, Connie, and I have started working on this, by the way. That's why I'm asking Allison to discuss with you your accounting structure. So if we go into Setup Inventory, something called account codes. Every item has one and only one account code. So look what happens here. When you, let's just start in the middle. Every item will have one of these. Now, every different category of item can have their own, like you could say a dog food can have an account code, and you would still have the same inventory, but your sales accounts would be different. So in this case right here, for our item that was drop shipped, normally it would go in when the order is shipped to the customer by you, it would subtract the cost from your inventory right here. Then it would debit by that amount the cost of goods sold to this account. But since this was a drop ship, we don't want it to hit our inventory. It is going to credit this account right here. And that's a wrong description here, but that would be drop ship clearing. Drop ship clearing. So we're going to credit this account instead of the inventory because it was a drop ship over here. Your cost of goods sold is going to go to this account, whether the merchandise came out of your inventory or a vendor shipped it to the customer, it's still your cost. Your sales are going to get credited to this account. Very good. Thank you. That was so easy for me. Thank you. And then, of course, you credit your sales by the full price that you charge the customer, and then you would debit your cash or whatever. Okay, that's how the accounting works. And if we go look at this item one more time, and Daniel, don't get bored, every item has a place for an account code right here. And notice it is in blue, so this is so crucial to the software. Now, every item can have one and only one account code. And we have one set up just for wine. Yours could be set up for pet food, pet accessories. Oh my golly, you can, whatever you want, whatever you want. And actually, that is our class. We did cover it all. We did it all. So we're opening to any questions at all. Any questions, I'll be glad to show you. I'll be happy to show you. And anything I don't have off the top of my head, we'll write it down and get back to you. Connie, what I was trying to get, excuse me, I'm trying to, excuse me again, get started on this setup. Because of your massive number of stores, we need to get started on the account numbers. Golly. So under Setup System Company, this is one of the first things it wants to know. How your account numbers are going to be basically in two positions. The first characters, and in this sample you're looking at right here, it says that our account number is going to start in position 1. It's going to be 4 characters long. Then we can put in, it's called a profit center or a sub-account. So in here, this one is 1 to 4 for, like, cash could be 1,000, inventory could be 1,200, that could be the account number, sales could be 4,000, but over here then, starting in position 6, we can have 3 more numbers. Now, these are not the maximum. I think the max is 8 on both of these, I believe. Let's see if the help helps me here. This is the sample. The help on here is pretty darn good. The value, this value, plus the profit center. All right, so we're not allowed to go over 20 total. 20 total. So anyway, let's pretend for a moment This is what I have in the back of my mind, but Allison's going to be working with you in a day or two because I need to know this information from Allison before I can do too much. In this sample right here, I would say 1 to 4 would be your main account number, 1,000 would be cash, 1,200 would be inventory, and I'm going to say 4010 would be pet food, and then say 5010 would be cost of goods sold for pet food. Okay, so this is what we're basically saying here. So then what I would need to do here, I'm going to say yes to save the changes. I need to come in here and I can import them or export them. And then I would put in my account numbers like 4010 dash. Then this would be a store number, basically, a store number like 105. So this would be sales. I forget where store 105 is. Let's just say it's Chicago, or a street number. 101 is the first, yeah. Let's do it that way. So 4010-101, and that would just be sales, Chicago. H-I-C-H-E-O, land. Oh, Arlington Heights. That's in another room. And I would capitalize it, of course. So, so what would happen is, based on the store, let me go a little further. So when I go to my store and set up point of sale, let's go to, do I want to go here? Location. So based on the location, and I don't have a location 101 in here, but I'm going to add it. And this would be Chicago, Arlington Heights, right? I'll just say Arlington Heights. Over here on the other tab, the profit center. So I would say XXXX-101, and I'm going to save it. So then, that's okay. I know it's not on file. And it's going to be Chicago, Arlington Heights. I spell it right, H-I-C-H-E-O. All right, so I'm going to save this much. And because now let's go back and look. Back on these account codes, I'm going to pull up that one again. And so when we get to this cost of goods sold, how do we want that profit center determined, profit center? So we would say the location. So it would, whenever it was figuring cost of goods sold, it would use 5010-101 based on the location the sale was made at. That's how this works. It uses something called account substitution. And I can't go too deep with this until you and Allison have your meeting and make the decision. But this will handle your accounting. Counterpoint has wonderful, let me show you. I know you're concerned, where do I get my sales figures and cost of goods sold and profit? I'm going to show you something. This is just a little quick and dirty. So under account management, sales history, management reports, let's run this one by item category. Now remember, this is just a little quick and dirty, and I want to run it for the year. I can run it for a day, a week, or whatever. I could also run it by store. I'm going to push preview. So here, this is our golf, the number of tickets, the number of lines on the tickets. This is our dollars in sales. This is our gross profit, dollars, and this is our gross profit percent for every category. It's right here. It's just a moment away from you. Now, there's a better report that I like even better, and Debbie's going to go into it a lot tomorrow. Under sales history, it's under inventory. So under main menu, inventory, and it's called report, and it's called the merchandise analysis report. This will just absolutely astonish you. And I'm giving you a preview. So how do you want to analyze your inventory, okay? You want to do it by group. You can do it by item or by group. When you say group, you define which group you want to work with. There's like 7 or 8 of them. We want to work with a category, subcategory. We can say we want to see the top 10, the bottom 10, whatever, and we can rank it. We can rank it based on order by rank. So it's going to be ranked in quantity sold, or the sales dollars, or the cost of sales, or beginning balance, cost of receiving, ending quantity balance. But let's rank it on profit. Profit. We're going to give it the same date range, and I'm going to push, I don't think I have to do anything else. Oh, no. You come here. This is what you're seeing, but look at all the columns you can pick from. You're allowed to have 10 columns of data on this report. Now, this has been customized a little bit. It's going to show us the beginning balance, the number of transactions, the cost of receiving, the quantity sold, the sales, the cost of sales, the profit, and the ending balance. And you can, once you get these parameters the way you want, you can come down here and you can save them, because here's a bunch of them already saved. Here's some that Debbie has saved, my monthly inventory report, Sue's report. Once you get them the way you want, you just, I'm going to resave this. Then we just push preview. And so you have the report this quickly. And remember, we're looking at category and subcategory. This is our beginning inventory, the number of transactions, the cost received, the quantity sold, the sales dollars, our cost of sales, our profit, that would be percent, and then the ending quantity. That quickly. It's strictly, it's amazing, it's phenomenal. But look at this. Over here, you can show this in a pie chart. Now, this is going to be too busy for a pie chart, probably. Well, that's not bad. So there you, if you're a pie chart person, this is what you want. And I'm not going to go any further into the reports. You have to wait with bated breath for Debbie, because the reports just go on and on and on and on. So if there's no more questions, we'll wait a couple minutes, then we're going to just go ahead and end this. I've loved this class. I just love it. What I miss is not being able to talk to each of you on the phone. This is the first time we've done it this way, and I have to admit I'm not in love with it. Oh, you're all done? Okay, great, great. Well, then we're going to end it, and I thank you all very, very much. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to, Beverly and I are both looking forward to meeting you. Have a good day for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.